Hello students, welcome to my channel Mathematics for All. Your second chapter is on indices, and for the next couple of lessons will be obviously on this chapter. And today's lesson will be an introductory section. First I'll discuss some laws of indices that you have learned in your earlier classes in class 8. So this is only I'll be recapitulating for you all those laws and just some very basics, how to basics of indices, nothing much to say. So without wasting time, let us start. Okay, today's date is 19th of August 24. Law of indices. First law says a to the power m into a to the power n is given by a to the power m plus n. So it is 2 to the power 3 into 2 to the power of 5 will give you 2 to the power 8. Second law, a to the power of m by a to the power n is a to the power m minus n. 2 to the power of 5 by 2 to the power of 3 will give you 2 to the power of 5 minus 3 is 2 square. This brings down to a third law, that is anything to the power of 0 is 1. Why it is so? A to the power of n by a to the power of n will be a to the power of n minus n, that is a to the power of 0, and anything gets cancelled, we get anything to the power 0 is 1, right? Next, 4. A to the power minus n is 1 by a to the power of n. This means 2 to the power minus 3 is 1 by 2 cube is 1 by 8. 5. A by b to the power minus n is written as b by a to the power n. That is 2 by 3 to the power minus 4 is written as 3 by 2 to the power of 4, and it is 81 by 16. Okay, we'll come to this later in the next law. Fine. So this is law number 5 is an extension of law number 4. 6. A into b to the power of n is a to the power of n into b to the power n. So 2 into 3 to the power of 2 can be written as 2 square into 3 square, which is 36. 7. 3 by a by b to the power of n can be written as a to the power of n by b to the power n. So 3 by 2 to the power of 4 can be written as 3 to the power of 4 by 2 to the power of 4 is 81 by 16. 8. 8 is nth root of a can be written as a to the power of 1/3. So I can write this as 4th root of 5 is 5 to the power of 1/4. 9. A to the power of m to the power of n can be written as a to the power of m into n. So it is 2 to the power of cube to the power square is 2 to the power of 3 into 2, that is 2 to the power of 6 is 64. Fine. And last 10, 0 to the power of 0 is not defined. You can think it like this. You can think of it in this fashion, that 0 to the power of n by 0 to the power of n is 0 to the power of n minus n, that is 0 to the power of 0. Now anything to the power of 0 is obviously 0, correct? Now can I divide 0 by 0? We cannot. So 0 to the power of 0 is not defined. Okay, fine. With this set of laws we are going to solve the problems, but before I go to solving the long problems or the subjective type problems, let me just highlight on some basics. The first is here is, if I say minus 2 whole square, it is minus 2 into minus 2, so it is 4, or we say 2 square, implies minus 2 whole square is equal to 2 square, right? However, minus 2 square is equal to minus 1 into 2 square is equal to minus 4. This implies that minus 2 whole square is not equal to minus 2 square. Now consider the cube. Now consider cube. That is minus 2 whole cube is equal to minus 2 into minus 2 into minus 2. Anything to the power is, we are multiplying that number that many times. It is minus 8, which implies minus 2 whole cube is equal to minus 8. If we have minus 2 cube, so it is minus 1 into 2 cube is also equal to minus 8. Correct? So this is going to give you minus 2 whole cube is equal to minus 2 cube. This is true when the power is odd, and this is true when the power is even. When the power is even. So if I want to generalize this, so I can say that if n is odd, then minus x to the power of n is equal to minus x to the power n. N is even, minus x to the power of n is not equal to minus x to the power of n. Correct? Fine. Now moving on to the next part. Suppose if I say square root of 16, we all know is 4, but square root of minus 16 does not exist, right? So if I say minus 16, next suppose you say is cube root of minus 8 is equal to minus 2. Cube root of minus 8 is minus 2, because how I can write this, in what way I can write minus 2 whole cube, that is minus 2 whole cube to the power of 1/3, and then the power will get multiplied, that is a to the power of m to the power of n, and this will get multiplied, so it will be minus 2, right? If I say now if I say minus 8 to the power of 2 by 3. What does it mean? It means that minus 8 to the power of cube root to the power of square, and this is minus 2 cube 1/3 to the power of square. 3 gets cancelled because a to the power of m to the power of n is what? A to the power of m into n. So we are multiplying these two. Now minus 2 square will give you 4, right? But if I have minus 8 to the power of 3 by 2, then it means that minus 8 of half, that is 3, so square root of, so minus 8, which is not possible. So we got to remember that when we have a minus sign, if the denominator is odd, we will have some definite value. But if the denominator is even, then we do not have any value. So I can write something like this: minus x to the power of p by q exists if q is odd, does not exist if q is even. Okay, clear? Fine. Just take a pause, take a pause for 30 seconds, go through what all I have said till now. Okay, I hope it is clear to you. Next, if I have 125 to the power of minus 1/3, clearly I can write 125 to the power of 1/3, since a to the power of minus n is equal to 1 by a to the power of n. This implies 5 cube to the power of 1/3 is 1 by 5 3 into 1/3, so 1 by 5, right? If I am given minus 125 to the power of 2 by 3, what does it mean? It means minus 125 to the power of 1/3 square. Now minus 125, I can write minus 125 can be written as minus 5 whole cube, and then to the power of 1/3, and then square. 3 into 3 gets cancelled, minus 5 square, that is 25. Clear? Okay. Moving on to the next. If you are given 64 by 25 to the power of minus 1.5, this can be written as 25 by 64 to the power of 1.5, since a by b to the power of minus n is equal to b by a to the power of n. So this is 5 square by 8 square. 15 by 10 is 3 by 2. Now I distribute the powers. 2 into 3 by 2 by 8 2 into 3 by 2. Cancel. 5 cube by 8 cube, and this is 125 by 512. What I did here, particularly in this step, from here to here, what I did exactly, I used this property. I used which property? I used which property here? a by b to the power of n is a to the power of n by b to the power of n, correct? 5 square to the power of this by 8 square, so whole is 5 square to the power of 3 by 2 will get multiplied, and 8 square to the power of 3 by 2 will get multiplied, and finally I get this answer, right? Okay, so this is the basics of lesson 1. From here we will move on to the simplification of indices in our next lesson. So hopefully this has been clear to you, all of you. So stay tuned for the next video. Till then, good luck, goodbye, and God bless us.